Welcome back to Eat the Damn Cake podcast. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Carly.
And it has been another week.
It's been, okay, so this past week went by really fast.
I agree.
The week before that was really slow, but this one's fast.
I don't know if this past week there was just so much going on that each day I hit my bed, I was just like, thank God. And then I'd wake up, do it all, and I'd be like, thank God. And then I finally got to Friday. It was like, it's already Friday. I slept through the whole week.
Was asleep by 8:37 last night because someone sent me a text and I was knocked.
I don't know what time I was.
You're in a new show.
I am into a new show. And when I say, and my dad mentioned to me out to dinner this week, he goes, you have a sailor's mouth. You threw the F-bomb a few times last week. I'm like, I'm just a passionate person.
Yeah.
So sorry. But I'm going to use an F-bomb again. So we can bleep it out if you want, or just turn down the volume for a second. We're watching this new show. It's called The Squid. Have you seen it, Hurley, yet? Have you seen promos for it?
I was actually just about to watch it, but I didn't know how it was going to be. So
when did you, last night?
It, yeah, like a couple nights ago. But now that you possibly will be recommending it, I might have to check it out.
I just need you to be prepared because I saw it on TikTok. Are we shocked? No. And I was like, what is this? And it is straight up fucked. Like it is, that is the only way to describe it because the whole thing, and I won't do any big spoilers, but the spoilers are kind of like already in the trailer, so I don't feel like I'm spoiling anything really. It's like Hunger Games style. Like people go into a game and when they're being quote unquote eliminated, they're just being killed instead of like actually being like, bye, have a nice life.
Sounds like a Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Something like that would happen on that.
It's like really scary. So I watched that until 10 p.m. last night. I'm like laying in bed, like my dreams are going to be so
just waiting for the dreams to come.
Like Nick, of course, falls asleep in 0.2 seconds, and I'm just laying there like I don't want to shut my eyes because I'm literally gonna just see what I just witnessed on this show.
Oh my God, I would not do well with that.
I don't think you would.
I'd have to watch it in the middle of the day, which I did watch the trailer last night, and I was like, no, let's put on New Girl. Let's put on The League for the 47th time.
Yeah, I put on The Office and just like watched some like lighthearted TikTok content. Was like, forget. brain, forget it.
For those of you who first time might be listening to our podcast, welcome.
They're like, who?
I know, they're probably like, what's going on? Welcome. We're a comedy podcast. I'm just kidding. We are a fitness podcast, and we talk about inclusivity in the fitness industry and how it should become a less intimidating and more of an inclusive place all around for all different shapes, sizes, colors. Everyone is welcome. Everyone.
Yes.
And that's a fact. And that's the tea, sister. All right. This past week, like we've been talking about, is crazy. And boy, do I have some content for you.
Content.
What
happened?
I'm a content machine this week. So
okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So
as if I don't see Carly every day.
A lot of this is like, this is actually really funny. So Maddie and I like to talk about how awkward of a person I am. And how like interactions with people can be like there are either two types of interactions with me. I either nail them and it's like, oh yeah, she was a cool person, or it's like, she is not normal.
Well, okay. I will say though, I feel like a lot of people don't know this about you and only a few people get to see this part of you. Like Hurley probably doesn't even know this side of you, where Carly
shuts down.
So cripplingly awkward in some social settings, and it is a joy to watch. So, truly.
This week, this happened to me. I had just finished training. I was like, really hungry, gonna go to Chipotle. Run into my ex-boyfriend and his pregnant wife. And like this ex I haven't talked to in years, and he started dating this girl right after we ended, and was all of a sudden like, they have 2 kids together already. I just found out she was pregnant with her third because of this interaction. And so I see them sitting outside, and like, this guy is great. Like, there's nothing wrong with him. I like just like blew this up in my head. Like, there was literally like, everything is fine. Like, I do not feel any weird feelings towards him. And
No,
Maddie,
Carly's just so awkward.
so anyways, I'm walking into Chipotle. They're sitting outside eating. I look at him. I'm like, oh, he looks familiar. As I'm walking into Chipotle, I look back at him and he's looking back at me, and I just walk in. I don't say hi. I don't say anything. So I'm in line at Chipotle. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go out there again. I'm going to see them. Like, I have to face this. I just have to go up and say like, hi, how's it going? Good to see you. Hi, I'm Carly, to like the pregnant wife. And so they screwed up my whole plan because they came inside to get something. And then all of a sudden I was caught off guard. My face was bright red. I was stuttering. I was in the middle of ordering at Chipotle.
Carly does. Me and Carly blush. Like
I'm a natural blusher.
Unfortunately.
Like Chris, today I came into the office. Someone said, smell his beard. So I took a whiff and I did it a little weirdly. And then I turned bright red. I felt it happen.
It's just anytime anyone feels uncomfortable, embarrassed, it doesn't even have to be that way. We just blush. Like when I'd present in school, I had such social anxiety. I was like, don't look at me.
Thank you for the horrible genes, Mom and Dad. Like I've turned bright red.
They don't turn red though.
No,
we just, I guess, I don't know.
Something comes over me. So I am fiery hot at this point, ordering my Chipotle. And he walks in and I go, oh my God, hi, I thought that was you. And he's like, hey, yeah, what's up? And I go, how are you? And he's like, good. And I go, how's everything going? He goes, good. Because I literally asked the same question 2 times in a row. And then I go, your kids are beautiful. Like I don't know what to say.
I mean, they still follow each other, so it's not like weird because
no, we don't. But like I fought, like I'm very close with his sister still. Yeah. So she probably is listening to this. Hello.
Hi.
I told her about this interaction.
She laughed so hard.
She laughed.
She's
so
like,
hard.
this is so you.
Yes. So anyways, then the wife ends up coming inside and I was like, hi, like I was just talking about how beautiful your kids are. The Chipotle line workers, like, hello. What do you want?
A bowl or burrito?
Literally. They're like,
white or brown?
And then
white or brown rice?
Yes, literally. And I'm just like having this whole conversation. So then she's pregnant and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know you were pregnant again. How would I know that? How would I know that? Why would I know that? Am I like close to them in any way, shape, or form? And like, that just seems like I stalked them. So I was like,
I didn't know.
And then she's just like, yeah, like due in 2 weeks. And
Instead
I'm like,
of being like, congratulations.
Yeah, no,
Carly
maybe.
goes, I didn't know.
I didn't know you're pregnant again. The heck? Why didn't you tell me? So anyways, that interaction was horrible. And so sorry for listening to this, and I will be better next time.
I don't think they are. But so this story actually just made me think of one of the cringiest ex stories in my repertoire. And it's not even because I'm awkward. It's because I'm too nice. So I went to a gas station. This was like literally sophomore year of college. And it was like my high school boyfriend, sweetest human being in the world. We dated for literally 5 minutes, but like it was like 6 months and it was very short lasted. So I was already in college. He was in college and we were from the same town. So we didn't really run into each other because aside from dating for a short period in high school, we didn't have like mutual friends really. But his family, sweetest people in the world. Of course, in the line of Dunkin' Donuts, run into this boy's dad. He's like, oh my God, let's just call this person Ted. Ted's in the car. Do you want to come say hi? And I'm like, I haven't talked to this boy in 3 years. It's 3 years later. Like, we're both over it. Like, we're like, wish you the best, have a good life kind of situation. Not like, let's go out of our way to see each other. I'm like, no, it is so fine. Like, tell him I say hello. He's like, come on. He will love it. Please come out. Like,
his whole family's in the car.
No, it was him, his older sister in the front seat, and he was in the back seat.
He rolls down the window.
His dad gets out into the car. Sister and dad sitting in front seat. He climbs out of the back of the car. We're just standing there in front of the sister and the dad being like, hey, how's life going? Good? Awesome. So sorry this happened. I should have really fired that harder. Like, I felt horrible because I'm like so nice and like, so is he. So he was super sweet about it too. But it was fine when I saw him. But I was just like, he probably didn't want to see me, to be honest.
No,
he probably
was
didn't
like,
want to see me.
I'm good, Dad.
He was like, I'm all set.
But his dad forced it upon you
3 years ago. Like, we wish each other the best, but it's, you know, any ex, you're not like itching to go see them.
No.
And like, you know, I feel like a lot of people are still friendly with ex's parents. So like, it's not weird if you run into your ex's parents, especially if you ended on great terms and are still friendly. They're like, oh my God, how is everything? So I ran into his parents a few times prior and was like, tell him I say hi. So it wasn't like weird. But then, of course, he bamboozled me and was like, he's in the car. It's like,
great. You're like, thank you so much.
So if you're listening, I'm so sorry I didn't fight him harder and you had to see my face that day. That was now probably 6 years ago.
Another thing. So this has nothing to do with ex-boyfriends. The next two.
I only have one ex-boyfriend. So.
I can't relate. So I was at the dog park the other day, per usual, and Duke, you know, loves to go fishing, as we've talked about. And me and Duke were at the pond, and there was this guy sitting there, super nice guy. I got into a conversation with him, and I ended up hearing about his whole life story and about how he lives with his mother-in-law, or like she lives in the unit before him and she has an alcohol issue, and like what he doesn't really know what to do or how to like kick her out or like all this stuff. And I'm just sitting there like,
you're like,
how did I get here with you? Like, this guy is
we've never met.
Yeah, this guy, like, I think I'm one of those people that people are like, but I was asking questions. I was like, why don't you just text her? And why don't you give her an ultimatum?
Like, let me help you.
I'm like, why don't you say you won't redo her part of the house until like she quits drinking?
Why are you getting involved? Natalie always talks about how she has the same like situation. Like, she will be sitting at the nail salon and someone will be like, do you want to hear how my day's going? And she's like,
okay, but I think I also do that to people. I end up like spilling my entire life. So that's like when I'm not so awkward. That's like all of a sudden, like,
if Carly has a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Like, I'm on a roll.
Yeah.
But if I'm like caught off guard and running into you under circumstances I wouldn't expect, that's when it's like.
Yeah. If you're not in control of the situation, Carly panics a little bit. As long as I have a good like 3 minutes to collect myself, I'm like, okay. Like, if
I didn't have 3 minutes.
I know. You had literally 10. Well, I feel like once you saw him, you could have.
I was planning on being in control of the situation, and what we're still talking about this first story where I'm awkward. But
I've also though done things where like I've seen someone walk into, like when I worked at Lulu, I would see some people walk into Lulu and be like, so I have to go hide.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like,
no, I get that.
Like, there's people like you're really just not interested in interacting with ever again. And then there's people like, even if we interact, it'll be so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
It's fine. No. So, and then today at the dog park, well, for those of you who are following my saga of a 27-year-old living in an 87-year-old's body, I pulled out my neck last week. This week, pulled out my lower back. So things are going really great in my body. And today, Duke was just like not being helpful in any way, shape, or form. I'm like, mommy is hurt. Like, mommy needs a break. So we're at the dog park, and he sprints down to the bottom of this hill, and he's just eating something. And I'm like watching him, and he's like ravenous, like into this thing. And I'm like,
mind you, she was on the phone with me while this was happening.
How mad was I?
Well, I was like, you were on speaker and I'm here. Duke, stop. Duke. Like she picked up the phone and didn't even say hi and was like, Duke, no.
I'm literally screaming from the top of this hill because it hurts to walk. That's how bad. Like, I know Maddie's pain now, what she was feeling for the last 6 months. And I would never wish this pain upon anyone. So I literally was at the top of the hill screaming at the top. It's so embarrassing because every person walking by is like, wow, your dog is not trained. And I'm like, fuck off. So I literally start walking down the hill, slip down the entire hill on my back, and I just started crying. And I was like, this is horrible. And then Maddie
I called her back.
Yeah. And
I'm
like,
I'm talking to her and I'm like, I don't know. I had to ask her another question. Or no, you called me back.
Oh, because I had to ask you a question.
And then all of a sudden she's like, I just feel like crying.
No, I said, Duke was acting like a little shit, and I went to stop him, and I fell down the hill, and I can't stop crying now. This happened this morning.
So
I am an emotion. Okay, that makes sense that all the planets are in retrograde now, because
I've been crying so much this past week.
I don't know why I cried all morning, because then Dad got home and he was like, "How was the walk?" And I was like, "He was a little shit."
Oh my God, you cried to Dad?
Yeah, and Dad was like, "Do you want lunch?" I was like,
"No." "Do you want food? Did you eat?"
"No, I need to go take a Epsom salt bath." And then I jumped in the tub, and
I'm trying to think.
He was like, "Do you want some French fries?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, sweet angel. Well, the other day, Carly and I were in a tiff, not even a fight. I don't even remember. This always happens. And I was already crying at something else. And if I am in an argument with someone, I just cry. And I was crying. And it was not because Carly did anything. I was just already crying. And I'm a frustrated crier. So if I'm frustrated, that's when I'll mostly cry. I won't really cry if I'm super mad or upset or sad. It's if I can't figure something out or I'm frustrated, that's when I cry. And poor Nick was just like, "What's going on?" I look at him and go, "Can you just let me fight with my sister?" And stop asking me if I'm okay. Because I don't know about you, if I'm crying and someone goes, "Oh my God, are you okay?"
I'll punch him in the teeth.
Okay. Well,
clearly I'm not okay.
Well, I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
That's the Pisces in you, and that's the Gemini in me.
And then I start crying even more. And Nick's like, "Why are you crying again?" I'm like, "When I start, I just can't stop."
Yeah.
Well, so on a lighter note, though, Roger bought us a quick little gift this past week, and Carly was like, "Dad got me a gift," and I was freaking out that it was in turn going to be something about financials, being "You're in debt." I saw your credit card statement as a joke, and my credit card statement's probably worse, but Dad, don't come for me. Shit, you listen. It's paid off. One of them. Anyways. So Carly's like, I panicked because when your parents say that, you're like, is it an actual gift or is it advice?
Yeah.
They're like, I have a gift of
my dad's like, here's a
you.
financial advisor. Use him. And I'm like, no.
No, I'm fine. The 20s is the years of being financially responsible or irresponsible. And I'll let you guys decide which ones we are. So Dad actually had a gift for us. So
it was an actual tangible gift.
Tangible gift. Have you guys ever heard of air tags? Hurley, have you ever heard of an air tag?
It's like a tile.
Have you ever heard of a tile?
Oh yeah.
So it's the Apple version of a tile. And my dad is the sweetest because if he gets us something, he's like all of us. I don't know if you get this when you have a gift. I get so excited to give someone a gift. I almost want to tell them what it is before I give it to them. And if I have it in my possession before the actual date it is to be given, I'm like, just open it. Just open it.
Yeah.
So Roger was so sweet and, gave it to Carly. And I don't think he was anticipating Carly to tell me. So then I'm on FaceTime with Carly. He's like, Maddie, I got you a gift. She goes, I already told her. He was like, oh, she already told you what it was. I'm like, no.
He was so sad.
He was upset. And I was like, I'm really excited about my AirTag, Dad. Thank you. It's so you don't lose things. You can track it through Find My.
Yeah, it's cool.
But Roger, shout out. Please don't yell at us about our credit cards. And I love you.
I'm fine. My credit card's fine.
Mine is
so don't throw me under the bus.
Mine's fine too.
Fine.
It's fine.
Great.
Poverty is treating me well. I'm just kidding. So,
all right, moving right along. We want to go back and address some previous episodes. So if you haven't caught up yet, I highly suggest going back and re-listening. However, I had someone reach out to me last week about our retail episode and how she walked into a store and had a poor experience because she was pregnant and her body had changed a lot. And she said, what do you recommend for pregnancy and what clothes? And they said, nothing, pretty much only our sleepwear. And she said that that hurt. And she's like, as someone who has always been able to walk into a store and find the sizes, she's like, to experience that she's like, I
it
can't.
probably like really flipped, you know, that idea of like, oh my God, this is what people deal with every day shopping. Yeah. And it feels like shit.
That she said she felt like shit. She was like, well, pregnant people want to be comfortable too, even if it's not just sleepwear.
No, that's messed up.
Yeah. So I appreciate her reaching out and telling us that story, because that's just like one of the many situations where like people need to like be more educated as an employee of the store.
Yeah. And we're not going to say the brand because we don't want to throw any brands under the bus, especially because that's one experience. And in the sense of that was probably that sales associate that needs to be talked to and be like, okay, whoa. And we can just tell you it was an athleisure company.
Yeah.
So there were plenty of things in that store that a pregnant woman can wear.
Exactly.
Like, I'm sure most of us has probably been into this store and like shopped there. There are extended sizing, any like from I think extra small to
3XS or
I think 3X. So
3XS. What am I saying? 3XL.
Double XS to 3X. So there are a wide variety of sizes, and I think that sales associate just needs to be honestly
fired.
You can't say that to people.
You can't.
People
it makes them feel like shit, and people don't realize what comes out of their mouth has a direct effect on how it makes people feel. And so if I were her, I would have said, that didn't make me feel really good. You know,
I would have just been like, can I speak to your manager?
Well, yeah, but we're both coming from retail experience. Where
I probably would have never done that.
Yeah, never.
No. I would have never said, can I speak to your manager? I would have just walked out and been like really sad.
And cried.
Yeah, I probably would have cried. But that's a huge reflection of like the people you hire, and it doesn't matter what business you are in, but especially if you're in the customer service industry, you have to make sure you're hiring people, especially in retail, that are going to make the person that walks in feel even better when they walk out, not vice versa.
Exactly. And same goes for fitness instructors.
Yeah.
You don't want to hire people that are going to make people feel worse about themselves or feel like they have to have a horrible relationship with exercise, count their calories, feel like they earned something.
Oh my God.
Feeling like they earned something. Oh my gosh. Someone said that to me in my spin class yesterday. They were like, yeah, I ate cake last night, so I felt like I had to come today. And I go, let's dive into this.
Like, let's unpack.
I go, I want you to know that you never have to work off a meal. Like you earned that cake.
Yeah.
I mean, earned it. I literally just
Carly,
said.
you just contradicted yourself a little bit, but.
You wake up deserving it all. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to go to a workout class the next day to work it off. That's what I was trying to say.
But it was fine. You earned it. By that spin class. No, by going to sleep and waking up and starting a new day, you deserve a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Whether you moved your body or didn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And
my back hurts and I'm not working out today. I'm still going to have 4 Oreos at the end of the day.
I like to think of it as I eat when I'm hungry and then I eat until I'm full. And I hope it's balanced. But if it's not, better luck next time.
Yeah.
Like
bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. Another thing is when we were talking about the sizing at different stores, someone who reached out to us that actually works at Athleta, and she was so sweet and wanted to give us a little bit more background on it. So she mentioned that she was listening to this past week's episode and dive in a little bit more about how Athleta has more inclusive sizing. They have inclusive mannequins. So
love that.
There are mannequins from double extra small to 3X in the store, which is amazing because people can walk in and be like, I see my body.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in between those sizes, I see my body.
Yeah.
And then she did mention that she totally agreed that it has taken a long time for all of this to happen. But it's been really cool to watch
and be a part of it.
Yeah, be a part of the evolving nature of it. There's also, what's it called? It's part of the initial training to figure out how to talk and engage with customers to make sure that or guests, so they feel amazing when they walk in and out. So knowing that stores are taking that extra measure
is good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But
I also read something the other day that I feel like kind of applies to this. And it said, if we all worked out the same and we all ate the exact same, our bodies would all still look different. And that like really resonated with me. I was like, I want that blown up on a sign.
we need to put that in our space.
Yeah. If we all worked out the same, if we all ate the same, we would still look different. And that's on that.
We always talk about genetics. We're all genetically made up differently. There's no possible way for us all to look the same.
Yeah.
That's why when you see people that have the identical looking bodies, you can't be sure what they're doing, but I can assure you they're not doing the identical same thing. They're just genetically made up similarly.
I have friends that haven't worked out a day in their life and are some of the skinniest people in the world, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm very happy that you are blessed with amazing genetics. That's awesome for you. However, then there are people that work super, super hard and they're very happy with how like their journey that they're on and the skin they're in. And it's so beautiful that we do have so many different body types in the world. We don't want to all look the same. It is very boring if we all look the same. So I thought that was like a really cool quote.
It is a cool quote. I think I think I saw the same one and I replied to the girl who posted it because I was like, hell freaking yeah.
Yeah.
Finally. But with that being said, we love revisiting the past topics because of all of you reaching out and telling us all the different stuff going on in it. So continue to do that when we bring in different things to talk about. This week, we are going to touch quickly upon finding a new routine when the seasons change. Yeah. And we've touched upon this a couple times, and I think it was in the winter when we were just talking about like finding motivation when it's friggin' freezing out and it's impossible.
It's more like motivation.
Yeah. But this is like becoming like, I don't know, not even more motivated, just getting into a new routine to get you re-inspired maybe.
Yeah. I can speak on my own behalf and say that this summer felt kind of chaotic and I felt like I wasn't ever fully in a routine. Every day was so different. Like I didn't have a routine of like when I worked out, when I meal prepped, when I went to the grocery store, when I did my laundry. And I feel like going into this new season, because now summer is officially over. Sorry.
Shush.
It is. We're about to reach October. We're doing our October challenge. And I want to get on a new page. And so this is where I'm
turn a new leaf.
Turn a new leaf.
Is that what it is?
Yes, I'm talking from the heart today because I'm right there with people who may be feeling like kind of in a rut and wanting to like find that routine again and find that, I don't know, almost like peace of mind, because once you like clean up everything in your life, it gets easier, you know?
Totally. I feel like, honestly, the more and more people I talk to, I feel like most people are kind of feeling like in a rut.
Yeah.
If we can just touch upon the past couple of years, they've been kind of shitty.
I mean, absolutely.
I mean, there's been and like I said, there's been good things to come from it, especially for us personally in our business and our podcast. And I wouldn't change anything. Maybe I'd change a few things, but
we'll change a couple of things.
But like, here's the thing. I fell out of a routine. I got really injured. You've been struggling with your injury. Like, I feel like a lot of people are feeling this like, God, I want to feel excited about something again and inspired by something again. And maybe it's a change of a routine, like starting something anew that you've never done before. Like for me, I'm going to try to run a mile every day in October. And it's not because I'm like, oh my God, I want to just like start working out a ton more. Like, I want to challenge my mentality because I think to myself all the time, you can't run. Yeah. You're not a good runner.
Well, you've said it publicly on this podcast before.
I suck at running. Yeah. And I'm like, we have a couple clients that run marathons and they're like, anyone can do it. Yeah. You just have to mentally do it. And I'm like, I can't. So I'm going to try. So if anyone wants to do that with me, you can walk, jog, run, whatever you want.
She's adding it onto like the October challenge. Yeah. But I feel that I wake up and I mean, I don't wake up and go on TikTok, but when I do wake up and I do see people on TikTok that have their lives together in those like 15 seconds.
Do you follow Emily Makiko or
No, but in those 15 seconds on TikTok where it looks like they have their whole day perfectly prim and proper and everything is aesthetically pleasing and it's just like, no, I don't follow her.
Oh my God.
But those are the people that like almost inspire me and I'm like, okay, so I'm going to start doing this.
Isn't
you know
it because
what I mean?
like in TikTok just calls it becoming that like it girl, and it's I don't think that's an appropriate thing to say.
Yeah.
Because everyone's gonna have a different thing that works for them.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to call it the it girl, but it's like
I'm not an it girl. I still live at home with my parents and I'm like, hey mom, what's for dinner? You know what I mean? Like I'm not prepping my own dinners.
Well, I also think there's a lot to be said about having a grind and like working a lot, and it's hard to find balance. And I think we're all trying to achieve that balance to try to keep motivation high, inspiration high, excitement high, also getting enough sleep, having a good social life, being a good partner if you have a partner, like being a good family member. It's like there's so much friggin' shit on your plate.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I make a pie chart and just
and take,
put up my
take a piece of pie.
percentage of each? This girl on TikTok, her name's Emily Mariko. I'm fully on her TikTok. Like I have all her duets. Like I don't know. I'm obsessed with her. She has like pre-cut parchment paper on top of her fridge. Like whenever she wants to cook, she just like takes the sheet out and all of her spices look beautiful and full all the time. She goes to the farmer's market every Sunday, buys her groceries per week. I'm like, I think I've had a Tupperware of like stir fry in my fridge for 9 weeks now. And I look at it each week. I'm like, this will be the week I throw you away. It's still there. Like, I want to be that person so bad, but I'm just not.
Same here. So basically what we wanted to dive into with you all is that it's okay if you see these things and you feel lost and you feel in a rut. It's okay to feel that way. But what are the steps you're going to take to get out of it?
Or like small things that could,
like waking up, making your bed, setting your alarm for 5 minutes earlier, and maybe not looking at your phone right away and just like actually allowing yourself to wake up without going on Instagram or scrolling TikTok. Maybe it's waking up, chugging a glass of water, like all these little things.
Not snoozing your alarm.
Yeah. Not snoozing your alarm. Like there are all these little things. Like I wake up and then sit in bed for 20 minutes.
Oh, really? Do you actually?
Yeah. Because I set my alarm early and then I allow myself to wake up for like 15 to 20 minutes and then I get up.
I'm going to just genuinely impressed you don't fall back asleep.
I don't.
Because for me, I'm a snoozer. I'll snooze my alarm for maybe an hour.
Really?
And then look at my clock and be like, shit, I'm late. Get up. I actually have never adopted the idea though of like checking my phone. I'll always just check my phone to make sure Carly didn't text me.
Yeah.
Because if I wake up to a text from Carly in the morning, I'm nervous.
Usually it's about a client.
It's usually about a client or something went wrong. So as long as I don't see her name on my phone, I'm like, okay, I can not look at my phone.
Yeah.
I don't usually look at my phone until like after my first or second client.
That's good. I'm in the routine of waking up trolling Instagram. Like I don't know why that's like that's the one habit I want to break, and I'm actually challenging myself during like this whole month of October.
Yeah, me and Carly are doing Sober October. We said.
So I'm doing a lot of challenges in October, but you know what? I'm one of those people where it's like if someone's like you need to change your entire life and routine for the rest of your life, I will have zero willpower and not do it. But if you challenge me to do it for 30 days, I'll be all in. You know, so that's the difference with me.
It's only 21 days to build a habit. Did you know that?
I know. So I'm hoping that over this next 31 days, I build some better habits.
I think
that is what I'm trying to say to you all in a very roundabout way.
Here's the thing.
Set
like
some small goals for October.
So we're doing our October challenge. We're going to be filming all that content for you, and it's going to be one workout per day. It's
less than 10 minutes.
Less than 10 minutes.
It's achievable.
And it's $5 for the whole month. So it's affordable, it's achievable, and it's a fun thing to do to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Carly and I are doing Sober October as well. And then I'm going to try doing my running thing. But you know what? Hold me accountable, everybody. I'm going to try to make my bed every morning when I get up.
Love it.
I've never done that in my life. And most of my roommates did that when I was in college. I had 5 roommates in college, all girls. And we were all very different personalities. But I had 2 or 3 always, you would walk into their bed and it's immaculate.
Yep.
Like it is spotless. Like if one thing was out of place, they'd be like, oh my God, my room's
And I
a
know
mess.
that the 2 or 3 you're talking about.
Like, and you'd walk into mine and be like, excuse the mess. And it's like, or, oh, I cleaned today. And it's just like all of my like dirty clothes are in one pile in the corner. I'm like, I cleaned. And they're like,
did you? You did.
Okay.
No, so we highly recommend just the small goals, the little ones. Maybe not going on your phone for the first 5 minutes you're awake. If that's mine, great. I didn't actually make my bed until I got Duke, and now I don't want his dirty paws after gets on a walk. I at least like pull the sheets back up and like cover my pillows.
Actually make it.
That's good.
I have a lot of decorative throw pillows because I moved to an apartment with like need to be doing that.
Yeah.
They sit on the floor.
Yeah.
Like I think they've been on my bed 3 times since I moved in April. Like for a photo, and then I'm like, okay, back on the ground you go.
But so if you guys want to be held accountable, DM us what you're committing to for the month of October. DM us and we'll hold you accountable.
Yes.
We'll check back in.
An intention.
Or an intention. Yeah. What are you intending for the month of October? I'm intending to fall back into a routine and to be more on top of my schedule and to plan out just like more of my day-to-day life so I don't feel like I'm in a rush all the time. And I've actually been doing a better job of that recently. I said, my friend the other day, she was like, oh, are you coming into the city? And I was like, yeah, I'll come in. She's like, okay, great. We're meeting at 1. And I go, okay, realistically, I won't be there till 3 because of like the way my day is planned out. I'm trying to be better at being more realistic with timing. And she was like, that's awesome. Because usually I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll be there soon. And then I show up 2 hours later.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be more realistic, just like all around with my routine and day to day. So if that's something you need to do too, buckle up, hop on in, come along for the ride. We got the whole month of October to create some amazing habits.
Yes. So we'll continue to fill you guys in on that because hopefully I'll actually do it. Who knows? I really want to. So this or that this week goes right along with our fall edition, and we're going to do Spitfire. So this was actually our first This or That ever, and we never shared it because it was one of our podcast episodes that didn't make the cut. Really bad. So first things first, pumpkin carving or pumpkin picking?
Picking. Duh.
I would say carving.
Oh, wait. I meant carving.
Yeah.
Duh.
Carving.
Carving.
I don't care
do people even pick pumpkins, or you literally just pick it off the
ground? I said pumpkin painting when I sent Carly.
Oh, did you?
Yes. Because picking, you don't pick your pumpkins, Carly. I literally saw this morning and I was like, who picks their pumpkins? And maybe it's like picking the perfect pumpkin.
Yeah, I think that's what...
Picking the perfect pumpkin.
I think that's what people... Okay, yeah.
It's fine.
All right. 130 people said pumpkin picking.
That's fine. I had no idea what it meant. Now I guess it means just picking out the perfect one. So 130 for pumpkin picking. And then...
Picking the perfect pumpkin.
Yep. Then 105 for pumpkin carving. Cider donut or candy apple?
Candy apple. But like no candy.
Apple.
Caramel apple, yeah.
Cider donut.
Cider donut. $2.17 for cider donut. $22 for candy apple. Hot cider, cold cider? Hot.
Cold.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Steamy hot cider.
130 for hot cider, 100 for cold. Apple pie or pumpkin pie?
Neither.
Apple,
100%. 180 apple, 57 pumpkin. I don't like the texture of pumpkin. 120, sorry, I almost just spoiled. Hayride or corn maze?
Corn maze.
Hayride. Always. And I will say this 100 times. Always. Why are you paying to get lost? What is the point?
It's fun to use your brain.
I think it's fun to be taken around on a little ride, even though the hay is really itchy.
Yeah.
Every time I sit on a hay ride, I regret it because my ass itches so much.
Yeah. It like goes through your pants.
Yeah. 124 for hay ride, 109 for corn maze. Petting zoo or apple picking?
Apple pick.
I said apple picking too. And like the petting zoo I meant was like, you know, Hanson's farm?
Yeah. No,
not Hanson's. The apple orchard nearby. I forget. It's not an actual petting zoo. I don't support zoos.
So when I saw petting zoo, I almost was like, ooh, petting zoo or ride an elephant, like thinking of fair. But then I was like, we don't support that. Yeah, we don't encourage either one of those. We don't encourage those. I will literally call PETA on those people.
One time, someone was like, suggesting I go to a zoo when I was going to San Diego. And I looked at them, I go, I have never gone to a zoo, nor will I ever go to a zoo. And they're like, why? I was like, did they choose to be there? And this girl looked at me and was like, it's really nice. I'm like,
I don't care.
So no, they didn't choose to be there. Next question. 211 apple picking, 29 petting zoo. I keep saying the numbers.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice latte, not for me.
Not for me.
Not for me. 142 pumpkin spice latte though.
I'll drink it if it's there. I'm not like dying to get it every
I
year.
don't like it.
Yeah.
All right, football or Sunday dinner? Sunday football, Sunday dinner.
Sunday football.
Sunday football.
Sunday dinner. You guys are wild. I hate football.
167.
Watch my fantasy team crumble every week.
Yeah,
Oh my
Carly, mine's worse. If you need to feel better, mine's worse. 167 votes for Sunday football, 69 for Sunday dinner. LOL. All right. Well, that concludes this week. We have the Marky P coming in very
Hot.
soon to do an interview, so we must bid you adieu.
Love you all.
Love you. Have a great week.
Don't forget to sign up for the October challenge.
And the Grand next week, 6:30 p.m. See you then.
Love you all.
Bye.